Hello there. Welcome to Real Talk with Angry Soccer Mom. To get my stuff straightened out. Welcome to the show. If you're here, I would love to hear what you have to say. Tonight's show is going to be a little bit short, so hopefully we'll get people coming early. I will just get started. Lots going on as usual. And please remember, I want this to be a way for you to express yourself. Dave, welcome. Good evening. I've had the worst month. It's just been a disaster with I'm so sorry. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here too. And just jump right in and express yourself. And I know you're having a really rough time, Dave. I'm awfully sorry about that. Oh my gosh. You're going through a rough time. Oh, T, yay, hello, welcome. Well, I'm going to get started with the boring stuff and then we can go on. And I'm going to need your opinions. Tonight, we'll probably wrap it up around 10, although maybe I'll keep going. You never know if people are into it, but I want to know what you think. And, I was talking to a friend of mine, and a lot of what I do for this show is, we'll talk about like news and interesting events, systemic racism and all that. But what I really want this is to be kind of a talk session where people can get their feelings out, a little cathartic, if that sounds right. That's always what it's meant to be. It's not meant for me to run it. It's meant for me to hear what you have to say and how you feel, and to try to mirror and, help bring that out more. So if you have something to say, jump right in and say it. Welcome to Real Talk with Angry Soccer Mom. The live show discussion topics, as always, include anything you feel is newsworthy about racism, bigotry, inequality, and corruption in America. And that's pretty much everything. Sad to say. At this point, we're being real here. So the show's meant to be an opportunity for viewers to speak their minds. And also to serve as an educational tool in cultural competency with a focus on learning our real racial history so that we white folks can find their voice and use it to teach other white folks. Because if you don't know your own racial history, then you really have nothing to say about what's happening right now. And the reason I say that, not to be rude, but if you don't know your real racial history, then you have no clue what's going on right now. Because you see, things that happened in the past are ongoing and accumulative. So a lot of people like to say, oh, that was so long ago, but the impact of it, my God, some of this stuff is gonna, I hate to say it, but last forever. Hopefully, not all of it, but so don't say to me, that was so long ago, get over it. Because you see, it's still happening. And when people talk about making things better and everything like that, nothing is really going to make things better until systemic racism is dismantled. So that's just, something to think about. I am Legend. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Talanda, I've changed my mind about the anonymity thing, by the way. Really? Does that mean, does that mean you're going to come on the show? Tell me, we'll definitely talk. That's great to hear. You have such, great, you have great insight, and you're just such a nice person. I would love for you to, I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but anyway, I'll assume that's what you meant. All right. So jump in anytime. First, I will start by thanking everybody who has been sending me breaking news. If you want to personal message me for anything, I really count on my friends and family that are here, because I am one person and it is really hard to keep up. And the summer is kind of a slower period for most YouTube, some YouTube channels. So it does get slow, but that means that it's more personal, and people can call in and I will be there to talk to them. And you're always welcome to ask me anything you want. I don't speak for all white people. I sometimes speak to all white people, but you can ask me anything you want. Tonda, I meant that I don't want to be anonymous online. Oh, okay, because yeah, I see it says your name and your, okay, Gotcha. I was wondering if you had a new account or something because I see your whole name. Gotcha. Very, very good. Well, we'll have to, talk about that. I'm curious as to why, but I think it's great. Whatever you're good with, because in this day and age, you never know. So if you want to call into the show at any time, here's the number right here. Boop. And I am not doing a rant tonight. So, you can still call me T if you want. Yay. T, do people call you T, or is that, I thought that was like actually something people called you, or is it just for anonymity? I thought that's kind of like your name. I'm so bad, but yeah, cool. Cause I kind of got used to calling you T. Anastasia, hello. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy you're here. Well, oh my gosh, this is exciting. Yay. So there's the number to call in for anything. Wanted to quickly go over some of the videos that I put out this week. Okay, this might have been last week or this week. I'm not really sure. The Karen movie. What do you think of the Karen movie? I'm sure most of us have probably heard of it. It is a movie about a Karen. And at first I thought it was a joke, but it's not. It is 100% not a joke. The trailer is on my channel. People do call you. Okay, good. I don't know, I got used to it. I like it. I think it's adorable. And so what do you think of this Karen movie? Cool. Okay. Thank you. I kind of got a little feedback because I put it on my channel. Not the movie, obviously. It's not out yet, but the previews or whatever, the trailer, and it seemed kind of realistic to me. It seemed like, damn, that's a little bit real. Oh, T, that's just her name. That's just her name. Her name. Vengeance is coming. Oh my gosh. Hi. You always do more than your part. Hopefully you're proud of what you are because you are still trying to. Thank you. Sandra. Oh my gosh, this is exciting. Thank you, Vengeance. Like your long, Vengeance is coming. Most 9 verse 7. Gotcha. Thank you so much. Well, and Sandra, welcome. And I am Legend. The Karen movie, and at the same time, the Karen movie is, okay, is that like evil, funny, a little bit, at the same time necessary? Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's what I want to hear from you. One person said it was ridiculous and, making light of it. Another person was like, yeah, why the hell not? And I mean, I don't know. Oh, yay. Thank you. Well, so thanks, Sandra. So I'm just kind of curious of what everyone thinks about the Karen movie. You know what? If it helps one person, then maybe it's good. I don't know. Everyone responds differently. One person that was writing to me was adamant about, like, there's no way, that's ridiculous. Yes, I can play the trailer. Yes, I absolutely can. One person, yeah, that's actually a good idea, was adamant about that's not going to help anybody because anyone who is a Karen is so self-righteous and sanctimonious and unaware of like who they are and how they harm people that they'll just think it's another movie. I mean, so I'll play right now. Let me just jump over to that. If I can do it, I will do it. I'm just going to share my screen for a second. Let's see if I'm capable of this. It could happen. I Am Legend. The concept of the Karen movie is funny in some ways and serious and necessary in others. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Let me see if I can get that thing up here. I found it to be quite disturbing, really. To be honest, I was like, dang. But I mean, disturbing in a, my God, that's real type way. So I don't know if that's, let me just see. I'm going to come right on here and see if I can get it up there. And sure, I'll absolutely play it. If I am able. Let me see here. Should be. And sound. And I will play it. It's only like 2 minutes. I hope this is it.
Long way from East Point.
Baby, you just gotta give it a chance.
Tell me about your new neighbors. They're black. Do you mind keeping it down? If you don't comply, I'll tell the manager.
Somebody's taking home security serious.
Hi, I am Karen Drexler. I'm your neighbor. You need to be taking your trash cans off the curb right when the trash is picked up.
Is she nice?
Yeah, she's nice.
Wait a minute. We have a white entitled neighbor named Karen.
Karen, hey, enjoy yourself.
There she is, slaving away in the kitchen. I've come across some very suspecting teenagers.
Suspecting?
Can you please hurry up? Please, they're very aggressive, yep.
I left my wallet with my ID at home. Leave us alone, we didn't do anything!
How the heck did you end up moving to this neighborhood? Next thing you know, we have criminals. You take care of him, and I will take care of her.
Would you mind stepping out of the car?
My office has uncovered some disturbing information on her and her brother.
She doesn't like black people.
We have a search warrant.
Well, I'm black.
I know, she doesn't like you either.
I want to sell the house.
What'd I do? You can't tell me, huh?
We are living next door to a racist. You went in her house?
You wouldn't want your wife to know our little secret, right?
I was not standing police procedure back there.
What do we have here?
We got a hammer. Everything looks like nails.
You people are very angry.
Shut your mouth, boy.
Bad things happen to people that don't comply.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, that's pretty much terrifying. I am traumatized for life. That was just so real. That was too real for words. What do you think? Let me just see here. Let me get my stuff back. GETV, welcome. Can everyone hear me okay? I just switched it back. Hopefully I'm back on. That's the trailer was a little too real for me, but what do you guys think? I'm kind of of the school of thought that if white people by now don't get what's going on, sorry about that. If they don't get what's going on by now, I think they don't want to. It's just willful. It's obnoxious, willful ignorance. So I don't know what to say, but all those things were a little too real, all wrapped up into like a quick 2 minutes. The ending there was just plain evil, and yeah, I mean, I could go on and on, but yeah, what do you guys think? You think it's good, bad, whatever, or I don't know. At this point, we got to talk about racism. And if it makes people talk about, if it forces white people to talk about racism, then I guess it's good. I don't know. It's not really my place to say whether it's good or not. I know the actress absolutely meant to do it for all the good reasons. I read her interview and it was, it was nice to read. She said, you know what, I'll be a villain. I don't care. I'll do what it takes if this helps one person. So I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know her or anything like that, but Anastasia, Talanda, T, reminds me of that show on Netflix called Them. I don't know that show, but that sounds scary. Anastasia, none of that is funny. Carolyn Bryan is a Karen. George Zimmerman is a Chad. Nothing is funny about these people. No, these people are people who will have you killed. It's terrifying. It's, to me, I think it's a living nightmare. People like this are a living nightmare. And yeah, but I mean, I'm a white person. Who cares what I think? It's what you think. I think they're maybe beyond just racist. That's psycho. I mean, and I don't like to use that loosely because I know a lot of mentally ill people and they are incredibly nice people. I have one question. They make Anastasia and they would never do anything like this. So to equate that, but I think somebody who's gone that far, I mean, that's got to be some form of mental illness at that point where she's actually purposefully, she's aggressive, something's wrong with the lady. And she's incredibly racist. I Am Legend, it's needed to inform others of what's going on in America. Yeah. And I don't think it's a parody one bit. I think it's way too honest. Mako, welcome. Hello. Let me just get back to the comments. Yay, I'm happy you're here. Anastasia, you said none of that was funny. I have one question. Do they make movies like that about the Holocaust? Nope. Or Trail of Tears? Nope. Yeah, no, of course not. And that's a really good point. So are you saying that that's disturbing to you? Kind of? Because I know it's disturbing to me. I'm just guessing. I don't know. And I don't know that it matters what I think, but they're trying to point out how absolutely ludicrous people are who do these kind of things. They're scary, they're dangerous, and they're really, really in need of some serious mental, that's beyond anything. And so why do people think these people don't know what they're doing? They're not ignorant. Yeah, it's really weird. When I was younger, that's a great point. When I was younger, this lady absolutely knows what she's doing. I mean, if this was a real situation, absolutely. She's hitting all the trigger points. She's doing everything she can to be terrifying. This is like I was watching it with my kid wanted to watch it. I was like, and I said, this is like a horror flick. It's like a terror movie, like those movies that I don't watch. But I don't know. Yeah, Anastasia, I think I can't answer for that for sure, but I know, and I'm going to be really upfront, long time ago, not that long ago, probably like 20 years ago, I thought people just didn't get it. Like they just needed education. Like they just don't get it. I've come full circle. And quite frankly, with beginners, of course, I care if they get it, but with people who are like that, oh my God, I mean, she's a disturbed human. She's a very disturbed human. But, that is kind of the extreme. To the average white person, not that I can speak for them, but I don't know. Sometimes you wonder, like, if it's, there's a lot of purposeful. It's a whole continuum. You're purposely, obviously, she was 100% purposely being like, terrifying. I think there are a lot of points some people don't know, but I think right now I've come full circle. I think if you don't know now, then that's willful ignorance. If you don't know because you don't care, then that's pretty sick. But I don't know. That's a great question. Anastasia, yes, it's very disturbing to me that every part of the Black experience is made into a theater. Yeah, I'm not sure why they did this. Like, I'm only guessing. And I'm sorry, Anastasia, because that makes me feel horrible. I kind of brought it up and put it on because I was kind of like, at first I thought it was fake. Like, are they trying to be funny? Because that's not funny. But then I thought maybe it's supposed to be a parody, and that really would piss me off because that's not a parody. That's real. That's what people do. So, and then I thought maybe they were doing it to try to like teach ignorant white folks. I don't know, but I want to know what you think. I have no answers. I don't know, but I mean, I'm not sure if I'll try to see it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I think it's really scary and it's going to be very, very upsetting to me. I would like to watch it in my own home because stuff like that's like, I have a very visceral reaction. It's sick to me. It's depraved. So it's not something that I would have fun watching. I just watched the trailer because I'm like, what? I wasn't sure what it was about. And I was like, I got to figure this out. But let me take some comments. Yeah. Right. Oh, Anastasia, Amy Cooper knew exactly what she was doing. And so did Karen Bryant. Yeah. These are Karens and Chads. And they know, oh, absolutely knew what they were doing. 100%. Yep. Absolutely. A lot of them like to play innocent. But in this day and age, and they continue to do it. It's like, even if you can't control yourself, it's like, why would you, in this day and age when people are going to call you out and you're going to make yourself famous and not for a good thing. So I don't know, but let me take comments. I hear you. Thank you very, very much, Anastasia. Cause a lot of people are kind of like, sometimes a little timid to say what they really think. I want to know what you really think, not what you think I want to hear or anything like that. I just, that's what matters to me. So please do not be shy. And if it's harsh or it's this or it's that, I'll say it, and it's what you think. You know, it's what you think is not wrong or right. It's what you choose to do to act on it that turns into a behavior. So, you know, you could think, I want to kill someone. Well, that's neither bad or good. It's how you, if it's coming from how you feel, then that's how you feel. So let me go back. Thank you so much for everyone telling me. I don't want to skip anybody. Let me see. I'm Legend. It's needed to inform others about what's going on in America. See, GTV, the word race is a human construct. To us, we are all one race, the human race. When are people on this planet going to realize this? I have no idea. There are some nuances to what you just said, GETV. And whereas I absolutely agree with you 100%, a lot of white folks would equate that with colorblindness. And I know you are not doing that. And so we white people, we really need to learn in depth, not surface level, but really dig down and figure out who we are. And most of us are too afraid to do it. We're too afraid of what we're going to find. You know, that mirror, we don't want to look in that mirror. Especially if you were raised in an overtly racist family, because then of course you've probably most likely gone right along with them. It's probably not as bad for us white folks if you were not raised in an overtly racist family, but you have it doesn't mean you don't have a ton of work to do. You have to do some introspection, and you're going to see some things that you don't like. And that's what you got to do. And you got to suck it up, drop your ego and do it. Because it matters, and you can't keep hurting people. And I'll take another comment, but yeah, GETV, I think for white folks, it needs a big conversation. But what you said, I get. Anastasia, why do people think that they don't know what they're doing? That is something I want to know about from you guys. I know I used to think that because I was naive and basically ignorant, absolutely ignorant. I didn't really start figuring it all out till I was like, 12, 18 years old. It took me a while. And I've kind of come full circle. So I don't know for everybody else, they might never get there. I don't know. GETV, the film trailer just might even bring more of Karen's out by sensationalizing it. Only Hollywood will make a film of a tragedy for money. Yeah, I know the actress, the star, I keep forgetting her name, I wrote it down. She thinks she's doing it for a good thing. And you know, it is what it is. You can't, she thinks because she knows she's going to get tons of hate for it. And she said, I don't care. So, she feels like she's doing something. I don't know. It's, I don't know what to say. Let me take some more comments. I want to watch it, but I don't want to go to theater. Oh my God, no. It's upsetting. And also if I saw somebody in a theater, I think, well, are they here because they don't, I don't know, just questioning everything. That's scary. Let me see here. Anastasia, of course she knew. Tonda, I don't think the true racist way people will take it seriously. They'll dismiss it. Yeah, I don't think they'll see themselves. It takes some courage to see yourself. It takes courage to say, I see myself and damn, I'm ashamed, or that's not who I want to be, or that's not who I am, and I don't want to be that, but it is who I am. I mean, it takes a lot of courage. You have to be willing to be brave about it and not be like, oh, I have to think of myself as great or I can't live. It's because I am telling you right now, if you are a white person and you are going to try to, work towards anti-racism, up the anti-racist continuum, which is a lifelong continuum, like lifelong dedication forever, and we'll never get there. We will make mistakes, and we will feel ridiculous. And we'll, but like, we don't want to seem like we're racist, and we don't want to, it's like, it's a horrible feeling. I get that, but we have to make mistakes and learn from them. We have to learn from them. And you can't be afraid. Our fear is this is all about fear. These people act this way because they've been taught ludicrous, they're indoctrinated into some sort of propagandist, I mean, there's a lot of reasons. But it's all a lie. It's all a lie. And so they're believing a lie. So they need to, I mean, once you get to a certain age, you got to step up to the plate and say, okay, I'm here on the planet. My parents might have taught me all that, but I know it's bullshit, and I'm not going to, I'm going to pull myself out of it. At a certain age, you have to take responsibility. And I obviously believe that white America needs to take racial responsibility. And it's not that hard. Now, maybe people might say, oh, it's not that hard for you. But for me, if you love your fellow humans, my God, you don't just sit and watch while all these horrible things are happening. You do something. Even if what you do does nothing, you do something, and you don't lead, and you don't get your face, picture on Facebook. Oh, look how great I am. You get great mentors like I've had and still have, and you learn and you grow and you make mistakes and you mess up, and you gotta just suck it up. And I have had to suck it up, and it feels horrible, but look at the big picture. We need to educate ourselves, and then educate other people. Let me see here. Yeah, they'll say that it's foolish, or maybe they'll think it's like a parody, but it's not. It's so real. Mako, I will tell you once the line is ready. Oh, you can call anytime you want. Call anytime. Anastasia, this is why they are batshit crazy over CRT. These people in the country want to be perpetually childlike with fake foul information, innocence, while they are both the apex predator and stylized victim. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Very well said. Anastasia, I couldn't have said that better in 100 years. Absolutely. We want to be able to have this deniability. We want to be able to have it, but we're also frightened, and we're absolutely very open and vulnerable to any propaganda that meets what we think and what we've been taught and what we believe. Not what are facts, what we believe. Because what we believe, most of us, is completely barbaric, inhumane, and wrong. It's what we believe because we've been indoctrinated, and it's really pathetic. And so you have to basically consider that every single person that you've ever dealt with in your life is a lying sack of shit to you. Your parents lied to you, your teachers did, or they withheld information, and that they're putting on like this show. It's kind of scary. Yeah, no, absolutely. The CRT, they don't even know what it is. They're not attorneys. They don't know what it is. They are buying into the ludicrous, but kind of like evil genius. The GOP, they're kind of good with propaganda. They're kind of good in a bad way. It's disgusting, but we have to use our God-given, or whoever given. If you don't believe in God, perfectly fine. Whoever gave it to us, however we got it, we as humans have critical thinking skills that we can use, and we need to use them, because just about a little less than half of America is not using them. And I have to say, it's surreal. It's surreal. Or maybe they want to be right so badly. They're so fragile and so hurt that they will literally believe anything as long as it follows their, it kind of confirms. It's like confirmation bias and the backfire effect. The backfire effect says that The first thing you learn, you cling to. And when you find evidence that you were wrong, you cling to it harder. This is like a basic psychology thing. And then there's the Dunning-Kruger effect, all these, psychosociological things that are kind of behaviors that people have. Dunning-Kruger says a lot of people know so little about something, they literally do not know how much they don't know. So they think their opinion is equal to a professional or an expert when their opinion is not. A phone call. Hello. Welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What's up? Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, no problem.
What do you have
I
to
assume
say?
we were talking about Allison Mack a little earlier with her getting arrested for 3 years for federal prison. And then obviously, I guess, I'm not sure if you mentioned or not, there was another thing that just broke news today. I didn't want to spoil anything if you didn't talk about it yet.
Nope, I did not. But you can mention anything you want. And if you know the news already, I'm gonna talk about the Cosby stuff and all that later on. But if you have breaking news, bring it on. And I'm sure if someone disagrees, they will say something. I'm not 100% sure what you're saying. So tell me.
No, you said it already. It was the Cosby thing. I wasn't sure if you missed if you talked about it or not. I missed the
Not
first
yet.
2 minutes.
Nope, not yet.
All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Allison Mack case. She already knew what she was doing. She came up with that excuse saying to everyone, well, I'm sorry to everyone I involved and sent to that man with all his nefarious acts on them and so on and so forth. I think originally it said minimum she was supposed to get 15 years, but of course, activate white supremacy form of less prison time comes in and she gets 3 years of federal prison. And I don't feel bad for her all. I think she knew what she was doing. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous with the things they get away with. But then every single time I look at the comment section for the next thing that came out today, which was Bill Cosby.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to God, I didn't expect it to happen. I know they said he was going to appeal the case some time ago. And I guess it took place in December. And I guess the final decision actually came and broke news today, but I know it's going to ruffle some feathers. I don't feel bad that he got released. Do I feel bad for the actual victims and stuff? Oh, absolutely. I think it's terrible. Mm-hmm. I do not condone sexual violence against people, rape, all that stuff. It's horrible. But all I'm going to say to white people is this is what we go through as Black people every single day. When we want justice to be served, we get the curveball thrown at us and it goes the opposite direction and justice is not served. So every single year, like the past 10, 15, 20, 50 years, whatever you want to count it up to be, where an innocent Black person gets shot and killed by the cops. Now we have it on footage in 1080p/4K definition now. And then the cops still come up with their lies. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, he attacked me. He had a gun in his pocket. Oh, he had some drugs. Oh, I feared for my life. So you know what? I don't feel bad. Good for Bill Cosby. Shame that he did all the stuff he did. But you know what? This is stuff that we go through every single day where there's some breaking news. And then the guy that we know, we've seen him on camera do the acts. He was racist and all that. He doesn't get charged or he literally gets a slap on the wrist. Instead of getting like 20 years to life,
it's
the guy will serve 2 years or it'll be like 10 years and then he gets out in like 5 years or whatever the deal it is they make with the judge and everyone is. So
you don't feel bad.
I know not everyone agrees, but like I said, I don't feel bad. This is something I did not see coming at all. I was shocked. I'm like, what? Bill Cosby's out. And then apparently they were saying that the first trial he had some odd years ago, I think it was 2004, they said that they had some sort of a deal with him, and I guess they broke that deal, so that's why he's out. It's like, you see what I mean? They go through all these things.
There's a 60-page document that I haven't read, so I and a lot of people haven't even read it yet. But yeah, so I don't know a lot of the details. But is this what you're saying, Jordan? I'm just want to try to summarize. Are you saying that whether he did it or not is kind of like neither here nor there, because he's a Black man? Yeah. You think they were making an example of him, and if he was a white guy, he probably wouldn't even be in prison. So good, let him out. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, I just want to summarize.
Look at Brett Kavanaugh. The guy was basically guilty and everything, and then he got off. And then look at all these other guys where people come out against them. Trump was one of them. He was the president. That's as high in positions as you get in the world, to be honest. He got off. So it's like, get the heck out of here. You're not going to sit there and pick and choose.
He threatened the witnesses, yeah.
One guy is accused of it and it's true, you know, everyone else needs to be charged too. We can't just pick and choose. And like we were saying before, you know, he's a black man. They have to set an example with Bill Cosby. They basically publicly lynched the man. The guy is like 83, 84 years old. It's like, come on now, really? Like, get the heck out of here. So I don't feel bad. Good. All I see is a lot of white people in the comment sections crying and complaining. Oh my God, Bill Cosby got off. Really? Okay, what about all those damn cops that kill black people all the damn time and they get away with it? Where are those tears there? Oh, that's right. Y'all don't care because it's status quo. If it's a black person and something happens to them, and we have it on camera, FaceTime, whatever technology you want to sit there and talk about, you know, they always get away with it. And white people that are racist, not all white people, they will sit there and be like, oh, that's what he gets. You know, he shouldn't have been at this spot at 6 o'clock when the sun sets.
We'll use any excuse we can, absolutely, to justify and to deny. It's what we do. It's what we do. And it's really, really sad.
It's sad when you look forward to something like that. Again, I'm not saying what he did was right. It was absolutely wrong, but it's sad when we looking like, oh my God, a black person actually got out of jail. And then that's another example. Wrongful death accusations, like saying that a black person killed someone. And then this has been happening for a while. Like last year, there was a few that came out. This guy got sentenced to life. He was in prison for 15 to 20 years. And then they found out he didn't do it. It's like, you basically just took the man's life away. Like, oh, we're sorry. Here's 300 grand. Have a nice life. Like, he can't have a regular life anymore because he's a convicted felon. You know what I'm saying? And this isn't a one and done time thing. Like, this continually happens.
Yeah. Well, I think what you might be speaking to is the overall picture. We cannot trust the judicial system at any level. You know, we cannot trust.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
When you can't trust the people who are supposed to be helping you, it's chaotic. And then when you think about the federal government is just so, you know, hands off because it's state to state, it turns into a mess. The standards are horrific. We have solutions. There are programs, there are things going on. We have solutions to everything. We just don't want to use them because we're white supremacists. Yeah. And I'm sorry to say it's the truth, but great point.
That was almost like what happened with the Amber Geiger thing. It was so disgusting to the point even the jury was almost trying to side with her. Well, we felt really bad for her. We couldn't come up with the number. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're indoctrinated.
Are you kidding me? It was on footage where she went in, she said, hands where I could see him, she shot the dude, killed him. And you guys like, oh, well, we feel bad. It was an accident. Get the heck out of here. Like, come on, guys, really? So if it was some everyday worker, it just so happened to be a black person, and they did something, no one has any questions or nothing like that. Oh, send them in jail. Oh, this is a thug. This is this, that, all those terms they like to use for black folks. But then when it's some white lady, some Karen or something like that, now all of a sudden, oh, we got to show some compassion. Let's wait for details. Let's get the heck out of here. That's why, once again, to all the people out there that are super salty about Bill Cosby being off, good. This is how it feels to be a black person, and not even just this country, in the world. This is stuff that happens to you all the time. So this is just the opposite end. So this is what we've been talking about all the time. You guys won't care until it happens to you and yours. And this is exactly what's happening right now. So I don't feel bad for those people, because I'm like, if this upsets you, then everything that happens when someone gets killed, especially if it's a black person, you need to be on the front lines. Like, yo, what are you doing? Why'd you kill him? Why'd you guys lie on the police reports? Why'd you guys do this, that? Why'd you defend the racists and so on? But I know that's not going to happen, because unfortunately, like you were saying before, I used to think many years ago, like, oh, well, you know, maybe they just don't know. No, these people know damn well what it is. They know what racism is. It's taught, unfortunately. It's not something you're born with. So
No.
don't ever, let someone con you into that. They know exactly what they're doing, what they're feeling, and all that stuff. It's just a matter of time. Like I said before, the same thing happens to the opposite end, and then all of a sudden they're in tears and, guys, help. No, I'm not doing anything because this is what we've been practicing and preaching all the time. And it's like now all of a sudden, like I said, when the shoe is on your foot, now we have to care? No.
Well,
Until
our culture,
you can be
our
100% on the side of Black people and you see what's going on, you hear the Klan meetings or whatever it is that's going on, and you step up against it until that happens, no, nothing's going to change. It's going to be the same thing happening again and again. And I won't be surprised if more people like that happens too, where it's like we didn't expect it, and now all of a sudden we find out details we didn't know in the public, and the guy gets released or whatever, whether it be a false murder charge or anything else, So
this is,
I guess we'll be to be continued at this point.
Yeah, we've allowed for an incredibly corrupt system, just incredibly corrupt. On top of it, we've allowed white supremacists to roam freely and have the benefit of the doubt. If you're white, you get the benefit of the doubt, and that's a big benefit. And if you're Black, you don't get it, or worse. And so we have allowed a culture of this that we've been indoctrinated into, and I don't blame you one bit. I talk to you privately how I feel, but my opinion is a moot point. I want to know how you feel, and I get what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for calling in. Do you have something more to say?
Oh, no, that was it. I just
Okay,
wanted to say that because you already know how people are, and it doesn't surprise me at all how people reacted to the whole Bill Cosby thing. Like, oh, great. So I guess that means that people can just do this and that, and as long as you have money, like, no, that's not how this works. You guys know what it is. You guys are just bent out of shape and salty because for once, and it's very rare when you see it, a Black man actually got out of prison over something, and they didn't like it. The white supremacy failed at one point. It was working for a bit, and then the system shut down, and he didn't like it. See, that's how it is, though. Like, they don't have to care until something that happens to them or affects them or something doesn't go their way. Like, it's just absolutely disgusting.
And yes, absolutely 100%. And we've done it to ourselves. We've allowed this to happen, and we get what we get. And we still get upset.
Yeah, and on that note, that's all I have to really say. It's just, if you want stuff like that to stop happening, fix white supremacy. Start calling out the dudes that are the skinheads and, the Ku Klux Klan members and the Trump people, because they're basically the same things as Klan members. They're just out in the open. They don't care if you know about them or not. Once y'all start attacking them and getting rid of them and stuff, then we'll talk about what's right and wrong and all that stuff, what's going on overall. But until then, I don't want to hear. I'm just going to sit back, relax, and enjoy seeing all the tears coming from these people crying about a Black man that finally didn't see this happening once again. He gets out of jail, and they didn't like that. Despite what he did was wrong, he still got out of jail, and they're like, oh my God, this isn't supposed to happen. This isn't in the script. Like, what are you guys doing? So that's all I had to say.
No, we have chosen to uphold an incredibly corrupt, incredibly racist system, and it's chaotic. It's ludicrous. It's white supremacy. It's what it is. It's white supremacy, and there's nothing more to it.
What it comes down to.
It does. It does. Well, thank you so much for calling in. For your opinion is very much needed in this conversation. So, thank you, Jordan. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having the show
You're
again.
Wonderful. All right. I will talk to you
take care.
soon. Thank you.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Anyone else? I'm going to keep going over comments, but I adore Jordan. He says what he thinks, and that's what he thinks. And he doesn't have to apologize to anyone. He's looking online, and you gotta figure most of the white folks who are watching do not know their own racial history, our own racial history. They don't even get it. They don't even come close to getting it. Now, I'm a little jaded today, I got to tell you, because I've been going over and over and over the race massacres, because I just put out my first top 10. It sounds wrong to say top. My first compilation of 10 of some of the most sick, depraved massacres that were called riots. They were called riots. Now, a riot implies that there's two sides. A massacre is not two sides. There are people who have done absolutely nothing wrong but exist, and there are people who are murderous and horrific criminals. And that would be the white folks when we do a race massacre. And historically, they've been all called, and this is kind of tangential to the subject we're talking about now, they've been called riots. Well, what kind of bullshit is that? Calling something a riot. Words do matter. They really do. And so I've been going, my head's like spinning with just, and pretty much every one of them, there was never any closure or any justice, so to speak. I mean, they were just outright murders. And my next set is going to be the next 10, and it's getting closer and closer to our time. So for folks who are watching and trying to learn from this, it's imperative that white people understand that you do not say, oh, that was so long ago, because here's the problem. These are not incidences that have a finite cutoff. First of all, a lot of things are still going, okay? But secondly, these things have impact. They have continuous impact. They impact us currently. And furthermore, we're still doing it. We still have systemic racism in every single area of life. So we have a very screwed up culture that, you know, I don't think white people need to be saviors, but for the love of God, take some racial responsibility. Like I always say, we were born into this. It doesn't mean you don't do anything. You're just like, well, I was born into it. So, you know, this is the way it is. No, this is not the way it has to be. This is the way. And what Jordan was saying, and Jordan knows I absolutely think the world of him, and he was saying about, you know, the KKK people and this. I have my take on some of this is that, you know, screw the KKK people, screw these extremists. I have words I want to have words with, and I want to know what's going on with the average white person who does absolutely nothing. Or the average white person who says, I'm nice to everybody. Well, guess what? That's like a lovely thing to be nice to everybody, but it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm sorry. Being nice to everybody and treating everyone the way you'd want to be treated is a wonderful thing, but it's not enough to dismantle systemic racism. This is a powerful hundreds of years. And I know Jordan was referring to since we've had cameras and the ability to video things, but this has been hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Okay. It's a powerful system, way bigger than any one of us. So I don't get overly concerned with people who are just absolutely off the freaking rockers. It's the masses of white people who do absolutely nothing. That's what just drives me. Sorry, I'm a little bit worked up today. That's what drives me crazy, because we are the ones perpetuating it, because we're keeping the status quo, and and also we think we're doing everything right. So we don't have to change our behavior. We don't have to do introspection. We don't have to question ourselves because we're nice to everybody, and we don't know our real racial history. And oh my God, if being nice to everybody were enough, that would be amazing. But this is a powerful system created and upheld by powerful people who have lots of money and who are not going to give it up. It's really scary. So anyway, enough about me. But yeah, I hate to say it, but I really pinpoint the masses and not just the extreme, you know. But anyway, enough about my little temper tantrum here. Let us take some comments. I'm thrilled that Jordan called in. I don't think the true racist, let me just see here. Got a few comments here. This country, Anastasia, this country reminds me of Portrait of Dorian Gray. Anastasia, they aren't scared of being found out. They're scared of retribution. Yeah, that's probably true. And then overall in general, I think, you know, at least the way we act as a group. And remember, I'm talking as a group. If you're a white person here, I don't know you. I don't know. I can't, you know, I'm not calling you are racist. We take part in a racist system. Okay. because we were born into it. We are a part of it. We do not have, there's no neutral. There's just no neutral. Being nice to everybody's lovely, but that's neutral. That's nice, play nice. This is not a nice thing. You can't play nice when something's really, really sick and depraved. I'll just really quickly, and I'll jump back to comments. I always, it's not an equivalent analogy, but I always say, do you walk by somebody slowly drowning in a pool because you didn't shove them in? No. Do you walk by somebody slowly drowning in a pool because you didn't build the pool? No. Then why do white folks think that, we were born into this, but we see it. We absolutely see it. Jane Elliott will tell you. She has one question. How would you like to be treated the way we treat Black people in America today? And not a single person in her audience will raise their hand. So I don't, this is willful ignorance. This is delusional thinking. I don't know what it is. And for each person, it's probably something different. But do not believe for 1 second that doing nothing is okay. It is just as, if not more harmful. That's my white woman thing. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it because, yeah, that's my pet, kind of my gets me very upset. Let me go on and on. Ramses, I hope you're still here. Hello. I've been blabbing so much. Maybe you might be gone by now. Like, I can't take this lady. Anastasia, a lot of them mean well, but aren't willing to give up their power status for equity. Jane Elliott called them out on it already. Absolutely. See, here's the thing. We love the idea of equity and giving people not equity in the outcome, but equity in that we give people what they need, because not everybody's starting at the same place, right? But equity in an attempt or a chance, okay? If somebody's developmentally disabled, you could give them equity till they're 99, and they are not going to probably, if they're severely developmentally disabled, as a special ed teacher, I can speak to this, they're never going to get there, but giving them equity enough to give them a chance. And that's all it is. It's not, everyone has to be equal exactly. I mean, no, but the chance has to be equal. And right now, we're not even close. We're just, not good. Dave, I have to say that corresponding with me, helped me get through some of my darkest moments on with the Trump. Thank you, Trump regime. Yeah, thank you as tuning in. Thank you so much, Dave. That's such a nice thing to say. That makes me feel really good. This is meant to be a cathartic session for whoever wants to jump in and talk and call in for anything, and don't be shy, because I want to know what you think. I really do. I'm not going to pounce on you. I'm not like that. I won't do it. I will speak out if someone's, being inappropriate, but I'm not out to hurt anybody. I really am not. Thank you, Dave. I know you've been going through so much. I felt like the CR critical race theory. I like the idea of critical race theory, but I think that schools need to study the history of discrimination against all marginalized people. Yeah, and also critical race theory is it's a buzzword that the GOP came up with, mislabeled, misdefined, and are using it as a talking point. They don't even know what it is. Gosh, it's really scary. They take vulnerable people who are either willfully ignorant or just enjoy, they feel so bad about their life. The best thing they ever did was to be born white. I don't know. I can't speak for them, but, and they've vilified something that they don't even have the definition right. It's ridiculous. I mean, they don't know what it is, but they're against it. It's classic. We're in a post-truth era. Welcome to the post-truth era. Really sucks. One of the things I want to talk about tonight is some solutions. Because I know we do a lot of, talking about and our feelings and everything, which is exactly what I want this show to be. Let me keep going here because I do tend to blab. I am legend. You are such a sweetheart. I'm glad Dave's here too. Many white Americans forget how horribly Italians, Eastern Europeans, and Irish Catholics were treated when they first came to the country. Also, Irish need not apply, written on barbershops. Yeah, white folks, we forget all about that because it's almost like we're hypnotized with this pretend. I mean, we got to know it's fake. Supremacy, oh, please. Everybody has things they're good at and things that they are challenging. Give me a break. But I guess it's kind of an ego thing. Some folks really have such bad self-esteem or whatever, self-image. I'm not a psychologist, that they have to cling on to this thing that they had no control of, means absolutely nothing. We're all humans. I don't know. It's really sad. And it's completely made up. All I've got to say is that Ronald Green, George Steiny, and right, Anastasia, absolutely. Here's the problem, and I'm just going to say it. And this happens to every group. This is not like a white person thing, but we're talking about systemic racism. So it is a white person thing that I'm focusing on. And that is, we believe our opinion, I think I say this every damn show, is equivalent with people who actually know what they're talking about, who actually know our real racial history, have studied it. Maybe they've studied it for years and years and years. Maybe they have a PhD in it. Maybe their parents have taught them a ton about history. Maybe they've read a lot, okay? But in general, clearly, white folks do not know our own racial history. We do not know it. We cannot talk about it. We're afraid to say the word Black. We're so afraid that, someone's going to think we're racist that it just makes us more racist because we never delve in. It's a great way. I think it was Anastasia, you were saying we like to be so innocent yet so all-knowing. It's really a psychological, like, crazy thing, like, I don't mean clinically crazy. I mean, just my head's spinning because see, we want to know everything, but we don't want to learn anything, but we think we already know. It's confusing. I'm confused. All right. Let me see here. T says you can't just pick up and choose. And of course, I'm already so behind that I don't even, not sure what that's referring to, but I did at the time when I read it. You agree with Jordan? Yeah, you cannot do this to people. And what I mean, do this, have systemic racism in every area of life. And then have the masses go, huh? What? Huh? And it's corrupt. This is a corrupt culture. So I don't blame anyone for feeling it anyway. It's corrupt. And we all live in it. And we're supposed to somehow make some sort of sense of this. Anastasia, pick and choose. Are you all serious? When individual groups lobby, they lobby for themselves. Why is it the Black people's jobs to something for everyone and is not reciprocated? To, you're saying to teach, I'm not 100% sure. Of course, I'm blanking on what that word could be. I think what you're saying is, why do the people who are, and correct me if I'm wrong, the people who are the most marginalized and the most cruel things have been happening and done to them have to also be the hero of the day? It's like, oh my God. It's almost like opposite day every day. It's confusing. Tell me, I'm sure I'm off on that. And I do not want to misrepresent you, Anastasia, because you have awesome things to say. Angie, if you're still here, welcome. I'm happy that you're commenting. Anastasia, again, I feel empathy for all those other groups, and I understand intersectionality, but give me a break. There's been nothing specifically done for Black people, but other marginalized can say there are. Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's almost like we've placed Black Americans in this category where we won't let them win. We just won't. And it's all because of our psychological, BS. It's what we've done. It's really confusing. I don't really get the whole, probably good that I don't get it, but yeah. We're the most cruel to the people who we we're the most cruel to people who we should actually be bending over backwards, historically, to support. And I don't get it. It's a very strange dynamic. It's very sick. Mahako, notice how there was never, let me just see. Oh, okay, let me back it up. Sorry about that. Wow, I skipped a lot. Sorry about that. Back. T, they can't get out of it. They can't get out of this, that this country historically favors white people. It's so obvious. Absolutely. It's overly, yes, it's very obvious. But maybe that's why we can't take hearing and learning about and facing our own real racial history. You didn't do it personally, but the moment you refuse to face it, all of a sudden you've just kind of incriminated yourself, in my mind, because that means you don't give a shit about your fellow humans. And that's not right. I believe a real American will try to help everybody work for, form a more perfect union. It's not about us. It's about our nation. I don't know. I could go on and on. I'm just so incredibly disappointed with this country. Not because I think, oh, I hate America. No, America could be amazing. America could be great despite we could start right now, this second, 1, 2, 3, go. And start acting human, or have a culture of support and caring and blah. And it's that loss that angers me. It's that this nation is set up to be amazing, but nope. The people who are in charge, it's all about the economics. The people who are in charge they love racism. They keep us pitted against each other so that we never unite against the people who are destroying our lives. And that would be the wealthiest elite who run our nation, who gather money and could really give a shit. A lot of them seem to be into politics. So I like to educate white folks to get our real racial history so they can understand we have a common plight with Black, brown, and indigenous people and people of all different ethnicities in it, because it's an economic plight. They're destroying us. We work hard so people can hoard, people who have more money than they could ever spend in their entire life can hoard their money. And it's ridiculous. The worst thing in the world is if white folks catch on, we've been fooled for generations, and unite with everybody else and say, we are done. This ends with me. Not to be leaders, not to be, oh, look at me, I'm on Facebook, but to get our country to actually work for the people, not just the wealthy elites. So we have a common plight, and the white folks just can't seem to catch on. Let me see here. Anastasia, specific laws and adages, dispensations specifically for women and LGBTQ plus and et cetera. But when it comes to us, it's all or nothing thing. Yeah, no, we have vilified we've done it over time. We've created this fantasy. It's a fantasy. And I don't know why we cling to it. It is a fantasy. I mean, one thing that we're real good at doing here in America is keeping people segregated. And, I know 3 out of 4 people white folks do not have a single close friend who's not white. So if you don't have a close friend who's not white, you don't know shit about anything unless you're reading tons of stuff, doing introspection, paying attention, purposefully educating. There's nothing in our white culture that teaches us this, nothing but us. All right. Or maybe, if you don't have a close friend or 2 or 10 or 15, and I mean close, not just somebody who happens to be Black. That's not a close friend. That's somebody then you don't know what's going on unless you've taken it upon yourself to learn. And even then, it's a lifetime of learning and we'll never get there. So, I mean, it's indoctrination. blah, blah, blah. I'm just blabbing along. It's total indoctrination. And I want to just say it. White culture is sick. It doesn't have to be, but it is. Because you know how I know? If it wasn't, we wouldn't have systemic racism like we have. But we just are enjoying it way too much and benefiting from it. If we have solutions, we don't want to use them. That's just pathetic. Let me see. Yeah, and Anastasia, I hear what you're saying. T, and don't catch me after I watch a slave movie. I really won't care how white people feel. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, it's, you know what? It needs to move away from how white people feel. It's not about us. And that is such a hard concept to get. We are so into it's about us. So it's this tough stuff. Very, very tough stuff. We get so defensive. It's incredible. T, we get what we get and we don't, and we still get upset. Yeah. That's the kindergarten saying that my little one came home with. I'm like, yeah, but the opposite. We get what we get and we don't get upset. It's like, yeah, but the insurrection was a regular tourist day. Right, of course. Exactly. I'm not cutting corners for any white person. Time is up. So sick of all this stuff still happening due to white supremacy. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It is. I'm sorry, it's ridiculous. Oopsie. I got to start racing through these because I talk too much. T, I'm tired of always trying to make white people comfortable. I don't care. And you know what? That is something that is so important. Thank you so much for bringing that out. You are not obligated in any way to make us feel comfortable. That's on us. We created the system. We uphold it by doing nothing for the most part. We don't even want to learn about it. It hurts our cute, tender feelings. Okay? And you have no obligation whatsoever to make us feel comfortable. I tell white folks, maybe you'll never be trusted. Maybe you will. Who knows? But the only thing you can say if you're friends with a Black person is your behavior over time will be telling. There is nothing you can say. That's why I say, stop saying I'm not racist. Stop saying it. I have a whole video. 10 reasons to stop saying that. It is making it all about us on so many levels. And T, I'm glad. You're such a nice person. It must be very easy to try to acquiesce to, like, but screw that. I had a friend when I met him, and he's a really close friend. And for the first 6 months, the thing I noticed the most was he kills himself to make white people feel good. They're making him feel like shit, and he's bending over backwards. And we finally became such good friends. I dared, and it was a risk because that's not my place. That's how Black people how to act. For God's sakes, I don't know more than a person living it, but I felt so bad. I asked him if he noticed it, and he was like, "Oh my God, I do that. I do that, don't I?" And it was like, wow. And we started talking about it, and it was really fascinating. And that's not fair. It's not fair. You don't have to be abused and then acquiesce to your abuser. It's just, I don't know. It's upsetting. Let me see. T, if things were so long ago, then why are Black people still treated badly, and why are white people so favored? Yeah, there's nothing to so long ago. That's just another denial. And like I said, I'm going to say trigger warning. It is like, I'm going to talk about spousal abuse. It is like a spouse smacking you in the face saying, "Why don't you forgive me?" We're still doing it. There's no forgiving. We're still doing it. We can't be forgiven if we're still doing it. I don't know why that's such a hard concept for people to get, but anyway, blah, blah, blah. I'm kind of blabbing a lot tonight. Right, exactly. Mako, notice how there was never anything specifically and exclusively created for Black people signed into law. Yeah, I truly believe that, some of the things that have been going on with the coronavirus and Asian Americans and Asians all over the world are really bad. But I was rubbed the wrong way when Biden's first thing was, we're coming up with a new law. It's like, wow, 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 wow. I won't say anymore, but that really, here's the thing. It brings me back to Juneteenth, and I'll say it one more time and then I'll shut up. That should have been a federal holiday forever ago. But you see, what about the script where we dismantle systemic racism in America? Don't pacify us with this, wow, it's a holiday. I think it's great, but that's pacifying people. How about stop the abuse? How about stop it? Make it stop. It's just, and you know what? The whole thing boils down to, we don't want to. We collectively, not you individually, we collectively, because if we did, we'd do it. It's really upsetting to me. Okay. Right, Mahako, again. Kim, I agree 100%. It's the masses that are at fault as well, due to not doing anything at all. It's a huge problem. It's, yeah, no, I wasn't putting you down about it. I get what you're saying. The loudest voice in the room gets the attention, but I've been thinking a lot about this and over a lot of years. And for me, it's the people who have given themselves a pass because they're doing everything right. They don't know a damn thing about our own racial history. They don't have a single close friend that's not white like them. One that would really like they get. If you have a really close friend who's black, hello, you're going to catch on fast what the hell's going on. But, and I'm not into this my black friend thing, but let's be real. You have 15 black friends that are really close friends with them and you're white. You're going to hear what's happening. They're going to confide in you. They're going to talk to you and you're going to be like, my God, it's a whole nother world. And you're going to learn about that world and you're going to have questions and it's going to open up your life. But most of us don't. So what we learn is what we hear from TV, from media, from GOP racists, from other racists, from propaganda. Anyway, really scary. And we stay indoctrinated. And then we do the worst thing ever. We indoctrinate our own children and we carry on for generations and we just keep going. Very scary. Does anyone here know the term Stockholm Syndrome? Absolutely. Yeah, it's when you become, I don't know the exact definition, but you become you're basically, you are beholden to your captor or your abuser. And yeah, that's really scary. Stockholm, yeah, that's a good one, GETV. Yeah. Let me see. GETV, Yolanda Rogers, do you think if it was a bunch of angry blacks, would they have let them overrun the Capitol doors? Oh God, no. Of course not. Absolutely not. Yeah, and threatened to noose people and no. I mean, you're hooking to me, but no, like, of course not. It's, yep, double standard, triple standard, quadruple standard. Always. Whenever I think about something and I think it's fair, I switch the person. If it was a black person, what would they do? They'd kill them. If it was a white person, they'd let them off. They'd feel sorry for them. They'd hold their hand. They'd buy them a burger. I mean, you know, it's called systemic racism and white supremacy. Let me see, Yolanda. I did not get to see Yolanda's comment. So you see that as well. That's why America is the way it is. So uneven. Does anyone, okay. Anastasia, critical race theory is an academic concept that is more than 40 years old. Absolutely. The core idea is that race is a social construct and that racism is not merely the product of an individual. Right, exactly. I could to set it better myself. Anastasia, critical race theory is an academic concept. Absolutely. It's from academia. It's over 40 years old. It is used in law, okay, mostly, and it is simply a best practice. The core concept is that racism and being racist is not inevitable. It's a human construct that white people have created for power, wealth, and prestige, and to marginalize and to oppress and to get more money because that's what we do. And that racism is not merely a product of an individual calling someone the N-word or having individual racism. It is a system that is built in and must be, I mean, I won't go on and on, but that's all it's saying, is that it's a system that permeates every area of life. And there's a little more to it, but you're saying exactly. Most people, they just use it as a buzzword. It's ridiculous. They don't even know what it is. It's like, how do you hate something that you have no clue what you're talking? It's so weird. It's just like white fragility came from academia too. White fragility. It doesn't mean you're happy. It doesn't mean you're not poor. It doesn't mean your life's easy. It means the color of your skin isn't making bad things happen to you. Okay? You get the benefit of the doubt where everyone else doesn't. It doesn't mean you're well off. It doesn't mean you're not depressed. It's just, but you see, people who are not academic or not using the critical thinking skills take it and run with it. And then the haters with lots of money throw out a lot of media stuff that makes it's ridiculous. They change the whole academic meaning of it to fit their concept. Let me just back it up. But yeah, Anastasia, absolutely with critical race theory. But also something embedded in the legal system and policies, and it does apply to everyone. It's kind of strange thinking about not teaching our real racial history. I'd be like, what a liar. If I went to, I go to school, I feel like cowardly liars. That's what we are. I want to know my real racial history. I want to know, okay? I want to know what's wrong with me. No, I don't like bullshit. That's what's wrong with me. I can't stand. I would rather hear something horrific like the 10 massacres I just did a video on and wrote about and did and it's very, very painful. Very, very painful thinking of these evil things. I had to summarize it and I had to break it down. It was too long. I mean, I had to go over and over and over and over. I would do that 100 times over than be fed bullshit and lies. I don't want to live a lie. And I don't understand why that's so special that white folks enjoy living a lie. I don't get it. It's maybe we're used to it. I'm no psychologist. But anyway, I want the hard truth over BS any day. I just want to deal with things head on. Let me see here. GETV, Anastasia, to Black people, it's no theory, it's fact, and whites don't want it known to the ignorant white. It is to keep the whites this way. Yeah, we don't. Right. I don't think it's a theory. I think it's fact. Personally, I mean, I understand it's a theory of how to. It's a sociological, legal theory of how to look at things, but it's true. So, I mean, anyway, I don't want to get to it. Jamie, I hope you're still here. Welcome, welcome. Yay, happy you're here. Anastasia, yes, that's exactly what I meant. I've burned my cable. Yeah, okay, good. I know what you're talking about. Let's keep going. Music lover for sure. Stockholm Syndrome is Candace Owens. Oh my God. Okay, quick story. Okay, this is embarrassing, but when I was working like tons and tons and tons of hours and doing the family thing and doing all this stuff, I didn't have time I didn't know who it was. I didn't know who she was. I do now. But I saw a video. This is how naive I am. And I wrote to some of my friends and said, I just saw a video of a very young Black woman who seems very lost and very confused. And it was just incredibly upsetting listening to her. Like she needs help. And then my friends are like, you idiot. That's, and I was like, oh, I'm so, I'm kind of a geek, but yeah, I didn't know who she was. Now I do, but yeah, or maybe she just wants money. Somebody told me that too. I don't know, but she sold the souls of her fellow humans for it. And it's kind of disgusting. Music theory. And who is Candace Owens? We would guess a nobody. No, Candace Owens is this famous, I guess she's famous. I guess she's the Black friend of the GOP and anyone who's racist because she seems to believe in that maybe. And so they use sampling of one. They found their person who will stand up for, I don't know. She's incredibly hurtful to me. because she's rotten to my fellow humans. So I don't know that I'm not sure what she is or isn't, but she's pretty famous, I guess. Thank you, T. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would be so thrilled. She's far gone, very disappointed. Yeah, really sad. But I didn't know who she was. I just like, that's so funny. My kind of naive, innocent, like, oh, she really speaks well, but something's really wrong with her. Like something's the matter. I was like, we got to get someone to help her. I thought she was just some person who put out a video. I didn't realize she's like, this is what she does. So silly me. So I wanted to go on to ask some questions to you, because I'm not going to stay on super late tonight, and I'm just thrilled people are here. I finally got to the end, I think, and if I skipped you, recopy and paste, because I am so bad because it scrolls. I did my top 10 race massacre videos, and I think it's incredibly important that white folks see them. And it tells you in the video why at the very end. I want to make it so that white folks will stop denying systemic racism and stop their ludicrous being up in arms. Oh, what? Get over yourself. We have to get over ourselves. It's not about us. And yes, people who look like us did this. And no, it doesn't mean I blame you, but you're here on the planet. So support your fellow humans. It's the minimal requirement for acting human. That's just my take. I did, the DOJ suing the state of Georgia. Want to know, I threw in a video about that. That's on if you're interested in checking that out. Top 10 race massacres, very hard to watch. But you will understand this whole thing that the GOP is doing with, you know, all the lies and the BS and, you know, keeping the lie alive that there was some sort of problems with this is what they've done forever. I'll call it the far right, because, you know, the party switched names. I don't want to confuse anybody. The far right has been doing this forever. They have been murdering, terrorizing, and intimidating, because you see, they don't want Black people to be able to vote. Let's just put it that way. So I have a video a lot on that. And then there's this video I just put up. It's the leaked neo-Confederate group. And I got that from my friend, Colonel Don. And I was kind of surprised. Ron, yay, you're here. Your top 10 benefits a lot of Black people. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I hope it's good enough to learn from. I just try to be really concise, because it's a lot to go over. And I have 10 more, and then I have 10 more. You guys, this is what we do. This is what we've done. And they've all been whitewashed out of history. Maybe some people know one here or there, but these matter. And some of the stuff that I put in the videos, like things Lincoln did and his responses, and things other women do and some abolitionists did, and things that the people did. And I mean, there have been some incredibly brave people. Freedom's not free. And we got to keep the pressure on. Things have not always been this way. Well, obviously right now, but, you know, people came before us, sacrificed so much. And the least we can do is care about our fellow humans and uphold what we know is right as humans. This leaked neo-Confederate group list. I just put the video up, kind of interesting. I want to see what comes of it. So I have a couple topics for tonight. I have, my topics for tonight are Trump's truth, the truth about Trump. We're learning little things are coming about, and we're learning more and more about what really happened. I won't get into it because I was going to end a little bit early tonight. GOP hypocrisy was another topic I was going to talk about tonight, because the sanctimonious, oh my God, it's surreal. Well, I never, it's like, actually you have. The young woman she's a young Black woman, Gwen Berry, one of our politicians from Texas is trying to have her thrown out of the Olympics. Well, I don't think he's going to, but just that he's running his mouth about that shows his incredible naivete and willful ignorance, or just his freaking racism is what it shows. It's unbelievable. As he's upholding absolute bullshit about the election, he's saying somebody who, there is nothing. Okay, let me back that up. There are very few things in life that are more patriotic than a person nonviolently protesting when there is rampant injustice and systemic racism in a nation that boasts liberty and justice for all. So some of these politicians are they just need to quiet themselves. They're obnoxious and I can't take it. That's one of the things I was going to talk about, but because I just always prepare a few things. I wanted to ask you a question. I don't know if everybody wants to answer this. One of the videos I put up, I guess it was last week, I suppose, was General, he's the, let me just get to the right, I always, Mark, he's the Chief of Staff, General Mark Milley, and he basically tore that Mark, I guess, Getz, I'm not sure if I'm saying his name right, a new one, publicly. He absolutely deserved it. I was happy. I was, for a brief moment, proud to be an American. I don't know if you guys all saw him. I put it up it's on my channel. He, this man, this fool, is talking about critical race theory and testifying in Congress, and he doesn't know what it is, first of all, and it's really embarrassing, and he's making up lies. I mean, not even BS, just lies. And in comes this the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, and he says, no, 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 no. And I could watch that 500 times because I want people who are white to stand up for what's right. If you're white and you're in power, Mike Getz, I don't know if I'm saying his Matt Getz. What did I say? Oh, I said Martin. Yeah, that guy he's a fool. He's embarrassing. But I want people, if you're white and you have an audience, you have to be talking and speaking truth to power. My God, I'm not saying this to be saviors, but see, here's the thing. Black, brown, and indigenous people and African-American people and people of mixed heritage, you're going to get your equity. You do not need this white savior bullshit. But for the love of God, white people, don't just sit there and watch. It's embarrassing. Do something. Give a shit. I don't know. I'm going on and on. But anyway, so that was like a beautiful thing to me, seeing him do that. Whenever I actually have a video of 4 white men who step up to the plate and for a small second make me proud. It's unfortunate that people don't use them as role models. I don't get it. But anyway, I post that a lot. The other thing I wanted to do is just ask you guys what you thought about what Jordan was talking about on the phone call. What do you think about, Cosby getting out of prison? I think a lot of people are not comfortable talking about it out loud. I am. What's wrong with me? I don't know. Don't answer that rhetorical question. But my opinion is not needed. It's not needed. What I think, who cares what I think? But I would like to know what you think. So music lover for sure. I've enjoyed my first live chat and we'll be doing it again. Thank you so much. My God, you music lover for sure. You made my night, my week, my day. Thank you so much. That's just a blab, and please call in and don't be shy. That's what this is here for, is just to express yourself. Thank you so much. And on that note, I had a bunch of things I was going to talk about, but I think I'm going to wrap it up. You guys are amazing. And I'm trying to look. This is a little bit of a catharsis session. T, did you hear what Donald Trump said? What Stacey Abrams should have been governor? No, I did not. Oh my goodness. Well, send me stuff. You guys, I am thrilled to learn more. I have skipped people and I apologize. What Candace is trying to do is understand and justify the racism. I don't get her. I don't think I want to get her. Brainwashed her, very well paid actress. That's what people keep telling me, T. Like, she's just acting. I'm like, she sold the souls of her fellow human. Like, how? Anyway, it's a whole nother story. But I want to know what you think. There's a lot of talk online about Bill Cosby. Personally, I don't know enough about it to even have an opinion. And furthermore, the system we are in is so freaking racist that, you know what? The man's like 100 years old. He's just let it go, let it be. I think Cosby being in prison in the first place was a gross failure in due process. Thank you, Mr. F.S. Black. Thank you. Yes. Okay. Excellent. And a lot of people think that too. Before the show, I was reading tons and tons of comments. Sadly, it's like Jordan said, it's white folks being, up in arms, even though they haven't read the 60, 70 page document that came out. They don't even know why. It's a black person who's getting in trouble. I do not for 1 minute speak to his innocence or his guilt. That's not the point for me at this point. We're in a corrupt system. You have to err on the side of letting him go. Ron, oh my gosh, thank you for your opinion. He says, I believe that what was done to Bill Cosby was done to prevent him from buying NBC. I'm thrilled that he's free. Thank you. Thank you. T, I don't really care about the Bill Cosby thing. Yeah, it's an individual case. For me, I'm thinking about the systemic stuff. But obviously he's a person that if he was white, I honestly, truly, in my heart of hearts, believe he would not have gone to jail, to prison. I'm not saying he's not absolutely guilty, but think of all the absolutely guilty white folks that aren't in prison who have done the same goddamn thing. So, GG, yes, we are going to say goodnight. Well, thank you so much, GETV. Thank you so much to everybody. And if you believe, like I do, that it's way past time, the understatement of the century, White America learns our real racial history, finds our voice, and starts using it to talk about systemic racism and to educate other white folks. And please consider subscribing and watching the videos. Some of them are hard to take, and some of them you might get a little surprise because I kind of go into things that maybe I didn't advertise. I don't know how to say it, but please share my stuff if you like it and you think it could benefit somebody. And I know a lot of us are very afraid to make waves. Just put it out there. Don't even comment on it. Just place this right there. I'd appreciate any type of, sharing you can do, since I don't have a lot of venues to share since I got kicked off for life. So I will see you next Wednesday or before. Don't be a stranger. And if you scroll up, there is a place for, if you want to get a hold of me, like private message me or whatever, and I can give you my phone number. You can call me or whatever, or I'll call you. So I like to get to know everybody. It matters to me. Mr. Evans, maybe next time, get your thoughts on Biden's infrastructure bill being passed off as whoa, okay, absolutely, this is troubling. This is really troubling. Absolutely. Shank, welcome. We're wrapping it up, but thanks for being here. So I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, and please be safe. There's some real, good night, Mr. F.S. Black. Good night, Mahako. Good night, I Am Legend. Good night, GETV, and good night, T. And did I say Mr. F.S. Black? Yes, on what you said. That's interesting. I've been listening to progressive radio a lot, hearing a lot of stuff, and it's not good. And Shank, welcome and good night. And I know I'm skipping so many people, but you guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. This is wonderful having everybody, and good night, Ron. And what your comment at the end speaks truth. Great point. So don't be afraid to call in, and do not be afraid to write what you want to write. Good night, everybody. Be safe out there. There's some scary people, but keep up the good fight. All right. Good night, everybody.